Good morning. We have a new game. Yeah, this is rough. This is gonna be one of these ones where I go, I'm depressed because it's not a pleasant matchup. Basically, like New's gonna do new stuff. Do I try these metal blocks? No. I think we're good with what we've got in there. We'll quickly find out what type of new we're playing against. If it's AB3, it's going to be especially rough. And the thing that I dislike about new, which I've said a few times on this, is that she's just really boring to play against because you don't get to do anything. You just sort of slam into it over and over and go, great. I get nowhere and then I have no deck left, and she just wins because Wizard doesn't really have any way of punching through. I shouldn't say Wizard. Verdance doesn't. Kano plays very, very differently and has options. We are also another of these decks that brings her some good blue cards, and we'll be really blunt. This ability on her, absolutely fucking broken. It's such a powerful ability. She's on AB3 and Spell Void 3. So we're just never going to... AB4. Yeah, we're never going to kill her. We're potentially never even going to damage her. So... I'm going to play the Plowunder because it will put a card in the graveyard. She'll get to cycle something, but... I'm not that fussed about that. I kind of want to get a card in the bin quickly and cycle this out because, if I don't play it, my hand's going to be terrible on turn 2. Yeah, so it's a full CYB new. So, the likelihood of killing her is bordering on nil. If I'm being honest. We'll see where we get, but I'm going to take a life from this rampant to put it in the bin. As I say, the ability to play, all my cards as not for 5s for free is pretty crazy. Very, very powerful deal. And we've been playing a lot of jank into her, especially with hands like this. I'm literally going to be swinging with this fruits to see if I can chip any damage into her, because we've got to somehow force through the CYB and keep her health low enough to kill her. You can't even reliably cycle stack just because the fact that random cards will get through, and when the random cards get through, you lose key component pieces, and then you've no longer got the ability to kill her. It's it's a problem. Yeah, I cannot wait for new to rotate out, and I also cannot wait for them to finally, hopefully, get rid of CYB entirely. Like, I really hope that they are noticing, like, how unpleasant it is, all in all. We're just going to let this through. This is a bad play on their part. I say that like they probably don't want to keep it, so it's fine. But they could have Arsenaled this, right? I think that would have been a better choice because they're getting nothing from it. The other thing I tend to find I get very much in new games is grumpy because they take a long time a lot of the time and it's already a really slow game. You know, Guardian fatigue players tend to learn to play quite quickly. Wow, I'm drawing all the D reacts early, which is not really what I want. I could do with a spread of them. I've drawn 5 of the 8 in the deck in the first, 3 turns? Cool. Well, at least they're missing a lot of things because of my weird hands. You know, we'll take that. I mean, given I know they have nothing coming after this back, I think I'm going to take it because then I can throw something back and make them use their hand. I doubt I'm going to get any damage in, but it's not really the purpose. I'm going to Surgeon. those pitched regardless. I'm trying to go for a second cycle thing where I have some gas left, so I will be putting most of these cards back into the deck that I need later. And then I'm just going to hope they don't banish them. This is also just going to come down to how good the new player is. I'm going to hope that they are not the best of players. And I'm inferring that bluntly by the fact that they are running a B4, which is a bit overkill in my opinion, but it is what it is. Yeah, so they're going to prevent basically everything. I'm going to see if we get 1 damage. And that's really just because I don't want that sat in my hand. I want to dig through the deck. Cool. So we've gotten down to a 2-card hand. This is kind of the thing, right? I don't entirely mind losing some of my cards just for the sake of making them skip turns. That's kind of great for me. Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't think you're going to play anything. So we're correct on that part. These are all difficult choices. I mean, we can play that. That's easy enough. And the question is, what do we do here? We've obviously got a pulsing ether line, which is good, which means we keep the healing potion. There's a vague chance they can snipe it from our hand, but it's unlikely. So I think we'll go with this for our line. Because again, like it's cycling through the deck a little faster. That is better for us. You're always at risk of losing stuff from your hand. It just is what it is. Cool. So they're again on a small hand. This is kind of what we want every time. This is pretty good. We can live with this. Yeah, this is absolutely fine. Decisions need to be made on that sigil. I'm going to play this one because again, like it's kind of stuck in my hand. I'll try and get the third one pitched, I think, just to sort of make it easier to sort of stack the deck up at some point, because again, there's chances of losing random cards, so a little bit of redundancy kind of helps. We're just trying to keep their life total stable so they're not on a ridiculous number to kill, and I say, like, we're just trying to put nearly every bit of the combo back in the deck where possible. That's going to be fun if they hit the felling. Decisions. So just a nick, get it to about 6. I mean, they can get to like 9 on it. That's the problem. And that there's nothing you can do. I think we go with this, right? We go 3, 5. We've still got the felling left, which is good for us, and we'll see if we can root bound it to eat it. 9's the most likely number, I think. I mean, you just never know what they've got, you know. The worst card. But it does mean that they're getting absolutely blocked out. If there's one card I'd like New to not have, it's Siren's Call, because it's just brutal. You know, it's skip a turn a lot of the time. The fact that it draws a card back, right, like, that should absolutely just be stopped before saying draw a card. Kind of disgusting in that regard. I mean, yeah, the advantage here, though, is, you know, like, they're coming in with this, and I'm going to skip a turn, but they're skipping a turn, if we're being honest. Like, you know, they ain't punching through this now. So... And they already have an arsenal, so they're not gaining anything. Okay. So they managed to banish another blue fruits. I don't know what they're doing with this, because they've got nothing to do with it. Well, that was an exciting turn. My ideal on this coming turn basically is if they can only attack with one thing and I can block with the Pulsing Ether, I've got Surgent into Felling, which is a really nice play normally, because if they arcane barrying the Surgeon, which, you know, somebody with AB4 is very likely to want to do, you can get a lot of mileage out of it. So we're actually going to put the Stonewall into this. It's as good a time as any. That is basically deny them go again while they have a 5-card hand, and while I want to kind of keep a chunk of mine. Just trying to rob them of tempo when I know I can. Yeah, I don't like you. This is where it gets difficult as well, right? Because you look at this and go, right, well, what do I do here? And I think I'm going to put 6 into this. Because I want to just felling them. This also gets my ability online with this decompose, which is kind of productive, to be honest, because it just helps me force extra bits and bobs. I don't have my signature card. I brought it out because it makes New really hard to kill, because she can just keep playing it. You know, she can get a good sort of 9+ life out of you by stealing the damn things over and over with her ability. And I don't want that. You know, when she's getting more life off your card than you are, it's a problem. I don't know why they're doing this. I mean, they can take the rampant away, and they should, but yeah. I almost wish I'd pitched that rather than playing it on the first turn. I think it might have been a better move. But this is hopefully going to get a good amount of work done on them. Fairly big hit. One thing that would also help this matchup would be to run some Poison the Wells. It has been a consideration of mine a couple of times. Like just having like 2 copies and you draw one in the late game and deal them about sort of 12, 13 damage or something stupid essentially, which is a massive swing. Okay, so Felling didn't get through at all, but it has emptied them out completely, so they're not having a turn. If I can just play with them not having turns, that'd be great, because, means I can just continue to do things. So we're going to put the Rampant back in the deck, obviously. That is the big important part of this. Okay, do we take this off them from their arsenal? That's the other question. Yeah, I think we do. So we're going to go into Plough. We lose the Root Pound, which is a shame because it can be very handy, but we do get to arsenal the Energy Potion, which I'm fine with. I have used up 2 snapbacks as well, which I need to be careful of to not waste the last one. I'd ideally like that in deck for attempting the combo finish. I am just trying to get pressure on them and force damage. Yeah, they're still on 38 and they're going to gain like another 5 or 6 next turn. So I'm just desperately trying to punch that life total down, and it's physical attacks that'll do it, not arcane attacks, because nothing is getting through that arcane barrier. So we're not doing anything about the Mistblade because there's very little chance they're doing anything with it. And we really don't want them to hit that, as the other obvious statement. I'm going to block 1. So I'm going to Surgent these. I'd love to keep the Felling, to be honest, to some degree, but I really just want to keep digging. Getting through my deck is quite important. I don't want to be sat on too much stuff. There's still multiple healing potions to find, which, if I can secure them and get them into play, I'm in a much better position. And we're just trying to drag cards out of their hand as well. This is the other thing. Like, they're using up a decent card every time. In that it's blue, at least, with these arcane barriers to try and preempt any sort of second attack. I basically, where I can, planning never to actually follow up on the Surgeon. Just going to keep threatening them with it. Ooh, that's a push-y hand. Right, that's awkward, but we'll work with it. This is the problem with putting all 6 potions in, that you can, sometimes you just get a nightmare clump, but we can do stuff with that. it the Mistblade because we don't care about chips for 1. Yeah, so we're getting away with this at the moment. I was tempted to pitch the energy potion. But my thought was basically there's very little left in the deck that will actually not block, so I've got 6 block in hand. You know, I can make it 10 block very easily, which I'm happy to do. I am quite happy to just do that and see what they've got. Yep, that's kind of lovely. So we can get the other healing potion into play. Our hand's now clear, and we now know where every single potion is as well, which is nice because it means we are free to just try and finish setting up at some point, whenever that would be. We've put an Ether Flare back in the deck. We could try and put the other one back in, depending on what they do, but don't like surgical. We're again probably just blocking 6 into it and seeing where we get. I'm expecting a reaction at some point making one of these bigger, but I'm just giving it a go again at the moment. I'm fine with that. I was expecting all the sliver stuff at some point to just push one of these over the top, or you know, similar assassin nonsense. So they're going to throw a fruits or an autumns at me, I'm guessing, which is fine. I mean, they should Mistblade me, I think, right? That would be their best play here. I'm going to Tunic Mistblade, force me to block the Mistblade, or I'm going to take like 2 fruits to the. Yeah. I believe they're now on it. So we're going to feed them the bark skin. It's a good enough time. We're going to probably block with this Ether Flare to preserve the life total. I mean, I say I'm going to do that, and there's a temptation to let it go into the deck. Quick think. There's still 2 in there, so we can afford to use this. So we found the rampant, that's good. This is actually quite a good hand. If they come with anything scary, we can block 6. If they don't, we can like swing with Command and Conquer. Like we've got good options here in terms of aggression / potion lines. Will of Arcana is, it's just some free damage. If I get the chance to use it, we can surge at them for 2. Force them to use up cards. And again, making them use up cards is kind of the big thing because it just takes the pressure off me. Yeah. So this is what we're expecting from them, really. So I'm happy to put that in there. So the only weird thing here is that I don't really want to keep this in my hand. It's a dangerous thing to have just lying around, especially because I'm not going to draw into the rest yet. So I'm going to not use the Will of Arcana this turn. I'm just going to have that sit in my hand. Again, we'll threaten this. It should take a card off them because they're going to Arcane Barrier everything. You don't run Arcane Barrier 4 and let random surgeons through. Interesting that they've pitched that rather than playing it. That's the last potion locked in anyway. We just now need to do some setup. So next time I get a decent arcane card, I will arsenal that. Going to use Shelter for the wand. It deals with the Mistblade. Is what it is. We'll lose the Will of Arcana here. Unless they're crazy. Whatever they take, I'm basically just going to try and hit them in the face with a Fruit for the Forest, I think, for 6. As you can see, these are very long games into new, which is the other sort of thing. Like, the new player gets to just do what they want, and you've got to just sit and twist and see if you can find a way out. And, I'm in the best position I could be, I think, at the moment, pretty much. And I'm still absolutely unsure if I'm actually ever even going to get the kill, because, one lucky hit from her and I lose the combo, and that's it. I just die. And she's obviously got this very, very big arcane barrier spell void bit. You know, she's trimming 3 off anything I do, so I've really got to look for a big combo. Again, she's trying to preserve her life, but she is using a lot of hand up on that. Right, so we have an Aether Flare, so that's probably going to get put into Arsenal next chance I get. Or the Sigil, maybe? The Sigil would not be the worst choice. Play the Shelter into the Mistblade again. It's easy to play it first rather than after, by the way, just in terms of Teleshar getting it to resolve. You don't have to choose the modes and stuff, so it's the only reason I'm playing it, like, in response. There is a step, you know, around here-ish that you could play it in. Lovely. I mean, we've got 13 cards left in deck, so we're very close to being through. There's some D-reacts and stuff in the middle that I kind of need to process out, and then we're good to go. I was almost tempted to pitch that Sigil, and maybe I should have. But I only need the one. And my ideal lineup is Sigil, Buff, Rampants, Flare and Snap, so, you know, the other one is still there and safe. Yeah, so we're at this part of the deck. We've found a lot of the combo now. We now have too much Sigil. You know, my likelihood here is I'm going to use the Root Bound and then try and pitch this through to get through my deck a second time. There's very little left in the deck. They're obviously going to go up to a lot of life. But we're just looking for the finish at this point. But a lot of it's red, so we'll just let them do whatever they want this turn. They've only got the 2 cards. It's possible they'll get 2 swings out of here. Yeah, there's a Fruits and an Autumn, so they could potentially threaten 10 damage, because, again, her ability is actually kind of broken. Nope, nothing, just 1. Perfect. So we're going to Surgeon, and we're going to pitch those 2. Really need to get this blocked out next time I get a chance. But I might have honestly thought they were going to swing with something. Only 52 life to get through, and this is why CYB needs to go forever, if I'm honest. Like, it's it's not a nice card in my opinion for the game. Like, again, 52 is doable. But it just makes the game an absolute slog. And I don't mind occasional long games, but it's the problem of this is every new game, right? There's a lot of new in the meta. Okay, good. We've got stuff to get rid of. This is most of the rest of the trash. There should be a what is it? There's a felling that I threw in there as well, which will be next turn, I want to say. I think it turns back up with the first rampant. So we're going to use these up recklessly because we just don't want them in hand. You know, pure and simple. I'm really expecting a random swing, and it's not happening. Is that it? I mean, honestly, we're going to block it. And then we can do something. So just going to cycle the rest of our hand through. Okay. We're just going to overblock here because we are just trying to get down to those 5 cards we want. I don't think they're going to play anything else, but we may as well decompose this. We've got absolutely tons of stuff. I have exactly the wrong amount of cards in my deck is the annoying thing. Just block like that and hope they can't hit me. One turn to go and we find out if we're dead or not. So in this next hand we draw the one blue card that's tripping us up. There it is. Okay, time to go for broke. Need to use that up. In fact, hang on, no, we don't, sorry. Just pitch it. And then it's there as backup if they manage to blow this up this turn and we've got another chance to cycle round. I don't need the 3 life for anything. So this should just be a full combo here. And we hit the question, does she have disruption? So yeah, I think the only thing I really misplayed is maybe that rampant, but just because having another one in the deck would have been good. But I don't actually need it for the finish because it's too many cards. Surgeon Ether Flare Snapback is my biggest line. That said, I only have 6. I have to do the quick maths on that, don't I? I don't know if I can actually pick up a third amp. Third amp is going to be plus 10. So picking up a card gets me 10 more amp, which is basically 20 damage. 3. I think it's much of a muchness. Basically doing 9, 10, 11. I'm going to do 22 amp, they're going to prevent 6 of it. So 6 off 22 is going to give us 16 damage off a surgeon, 17 off a surgeon. I think this is just not lethal, is the honest statement. I think that is the problem. Yeah, I may have needed the other rampant in hand, if I'm honest. Or maybe I just need a... I mean, we're just going for what we're going for, I guess, right? There's not much else to do. I mean, the problem is they've climbed to 56. You know, it's the CYB finish thing. It's just so hard to get through. My plan here is to not do the plume route, and then that can potentially finish off the last couple of cards in deck if I need to. I don't think I can. If this doesn't kill them, which I'm struggling with the maths, if I'm honest. I'm a teeny tiny bit ill today, and I can really feel it. Did I misclick that? Oh my god. One of my amps is missing, isn't it? I must have clicked the wrong thing. That's annoying. Must have caught life rather than birth. I did not notice that misclick. Birth. Birth. Right. Ordered. Let's see what we can do. I think we might have got it. If I pick up with that, I've still got 2 to play that. Yeah. That is tight. It's very tight on the damage. Yeah, so I mean, news doable, that is what, an hour of my life? Like, God. That's why I don't like the new matchup. Like, so, yeah, that is satisfying if I'm honest. Yeah, I have nothing more to say. Like, I do not enjoy doing that multiple times in a day. I'm going to chat to this guy, so I'm going to cut the stream now so that you don't read all the conversation. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.